Hi, my name's Andy, guitarist, vocalist in Khost. I like everything very, very unusual, anything that's a little bit out of the norm. Influences for me, massively Throbbing Gristle and all those early 80s sort of industrial bands, SBK, Cabaret Voltaire, people like that.
Yeah, I'm Damien B, and I play bass in Khost. And I mean, in terms of influences, they are very wide-ranging. There's a lot of heavy metal and a lot of underground music, and I suppose we meet with a shared love of industrial music from a period of, say, the late 80s, early 80s, even the 70s, Cabaret Voltaire, etc. We met in Birmingham, which is where the band played many shows. And formed because we've got a common love of the sort of atmospheres that we pick up from the streets of Birmingham and cities like Birmingham, the sort of decay, the industry, and the spirits, I think, that live in these sort of places. In terms of what we do, we both share songwriting, and we both discuss this on a daily basis. We always evolve the songs. Andy primarily will write the core of the song, the riffs, and between us we contribute equally over time. And I find this time of year is very key. So when it comes to winter, the absolute depths of winter is very inspiring, and a lot of the tracks are born of this time.
Definitely, I also find summer quite a hard time to make this sort of music, so it's always very late at night, cold, damp if possible. That's to get that sort of grimy atmosphere. Bands before this, I was in a band called Final a long time ago with Justin Broderick, very, very, very noisy, full-on electronic band, and then I played in a sort of shoegaze band for a while, but Khost now is my main band. I can't see myself doing anything else now.
A lot of the music we find has a habit of writing itself. We both tend to find that there's influence outside external influences, which you can never escape in life. The more you're exposed to life, you have to channel these influences, and I find within this band it's a strange way of taking hold. And this happens, it manifests in the live situation time and time again. Our last album, Governance, was in part inspired by this, hence the name Governance, that there's external forces controlling us. And we found a lot of personal situations, personal issues would find their way into the songs. We're huge fans, so in terms of favourite albums, they would be albums I would pick from random, like Susie and the Banshees' Kaleidoscope. I would say something like Robert Fripp, Exposure, and perhaps The Cure, Pornography. For the time it came out, it's often seen as a very doomy, gloomy album. I don't agree with that. I think it's actually quite an extraordinary, dramatic album, with which tends to cover a lot of areas which you don't find in music that often, and that's something that inspires us. We want to go places which aren't on the map, and so it changes. But
for me, yeah, those albums again. My three favourites, I'd probably go Throbbing Gristle, Eden Earth, Throbbing Gristle, 20 Jazz Funk Greats, Throbbing Gristle, Second Annual Report. So yeah, massive TG fan. Future shows we've got lined up. We've got 3 coming up. 2 supporting Author and Punisher, amazing American act, and we're supporting Anal Nathrak as well in Birmingham, and we'll be touring Europe for 2 weeks in May, so we're looking forward to that.
We're also hard at work writing the follow-up to Governance. This has happened pretty much since we finished Governance. I found it quite exciting to be so immersed in a project and then to find you have a completely clean slate. It's a challenge what to do next. So this has been an obsession for the last, well, for 2018 especially, and we've amassed enough material, I think, for at least a double album. This has a lot of contributors too from external fields, art, social, so people from different spoken word background, different artistic backgrounds. And so what you'll find is a very, very unexpected release when it finally happens. Hopefully that could be this year. We just want to say thank you so much for Belgium. Have been a huge fan of playing in Belgium. I played here in a band called 1617 years ago in Ghent, one of the best shows of my life. And in general, we've always loved it. I'm a huge fan of Northern Renaissance art as well, forever. So to be part of this world and part of this landscape is nothing short of an honor, absolutely. I can't stress that enough.
Massive thanks to Dennis for asking us and AZ Live for putting it on. It's an amazing show, an amazing venue and lovely people. So all in all, fantastic.
We just want to say thanks to Jan Vervaek for Metal To Infinity. And we hope to see people on the road and come and speak to us just about what they get from the music. We find that really interesting. And we continue writing. As Andy said, we are playing shows throughout April and May and beyond that.
Yeah, thanks very much. Cheers.